Hello guys, I'm Kim Park, the owner of Playa Heaven Rooftop. I'm currently selling this 5-story building for $639,000. And the reason why I'm selling is because I have 2 other businesses. So I basically don't have enough hours of the day to manage it all. So I just had to make a tough decision to sell off this building. But I designed the whole place to basically maximize cash flow and the income and minimize the expenses. And therefore I have 26 solar panels, which means that all the electricity, all the outlets, all the hot water, all the refrigerators, all the air conditioners, all the machines, everything is completely free. And that's normally a huge expense that you're saving. And we also have a private water well, which means that all the water is completely free as well. So we have unlimited water supplies. We have freshwater filters. So we also have, the water is clean, it's clean enough to drink and everything. So this building holds 120 beds divided over 12 rooms. So it's the biggest capacity hostel in all of Playa Del Carmen. And the competitors, they rent beds for between $20 and $40 per night. But my concept is completely the opposite. So what you will do is that you will give the beds away completely free, which means that you are the only business in all of Mexico that has free accommodation. So what happens is that you fill up the building very quickly, and once you fill up the building, you obviously have 120 guests to sell services to. So in the bar, as you can see here, we have a very nice rooftop garden with 2 levels. So upstairs and downstairs, we have seats and tables for roughly 80 people. And we have a nice bar with a full-fledged kitchen. We have a pool. And this bar and kitchen, you can cash flow very well from food, alcohol, and different services. And downstairs in the reception, you will sell all the services such as the tours, the ferry tickets, renting of bikes, doing laundry service, coffee, breakfast, all of these things that people need. And basically the reason why you will have people spending money inside of the building is because you will offer a membership that costs only $1, and they get 20% discount on all the services, food and tours and everything in the building, which means that you eliminate reasons to go outside and spend money. So why would you buy a tour in the tourist strip when you get 20% discount here? And why would you get drunk any place else when you get 20% discount even on alcohol on the rooftop? So this rooftop here is an amazing space where you can socialize the clients. And obviously, as you know, when people socialize, they consume more alcohol and more food and everything, right? So you're basically having this cycle of consumption, and because you have 120 guests, you will cash flow very well. But I made a calculation of only 40% occupancy because I want to present numbers that are low and realistic, and I think all of us can agree that anybody with 2 brain cells can basically fill up a building with 40% occupancy when you are giving the beds away for free. So what my idea is that I spoke to 7 different owners of other hostels, and they told me that the average occupancy is between 70 and 80%. That's the average occupancy in hostels in Playa del Carmen. And 40% is so low that you know that you will do it, especially when you give away the free accommodation. And only at 40% occupancy, you will have an income at roughly $700,000 per year. And then you obviously have to deduct the expenses, which I did. You can ask for the PDF numbers breakdown later on. But in this breakdown, you also see that I deducted for staff and for maintenance and for food and drinks and all these services that you're offering in the bar and in the reception. And after you deduct the expenses, obviously the free electricity and free water helps a lot, right? So after you deduct everything, you have $213,000 left in income, and that is the net profit after expenses at only 40% occupancy. So you can actually get the whole building back and the whole investment back in just 3 years. But that's at only 40% occupancy. So I mean, if you have a professional team, you have a good manager, which you will obviously get, then you will have a lot bigger chance of filling up the building more than 40%. So my estimates, I mean, you can say that, okay, 40% sounds realistic, but I think more viable if you have a professional manager and you're offering free accommodation, you will probably fill up even the same as the competition, like 70 or 80%. And in that case, you can actually double the return that you get at 40%, which means that you will get back the whole building in just 1.5 years. So any other investment you're looking at in most places, and especially here in Playa del Carmen, you will get back the investment in 10 to 15 years. That's the norm. If you buy a condo or a house or even a building with apartments, it's the same thing. You have roughly 10 to 15 years to get back the investment. But in this case, you have 3 years to get back the whole investment at only 40% occupancy. So the first task is just to fill up the building. Then the second task is to cash flow from all the services. And like I said, this membership is a really good idea to make people spend more inside of the building. And you have, this amazing rooftop will be the center point of the, being social interactions. You can have events, you can have DJs, you can have parties, you can have seminars. My idea is that you should market this place to basically people who are on the go, like backpackers, digital nomads, budget travelers. And the market is like a pyramid. So you have these at the top, at the expensive hotels, and at the bottom there's a huge segment of travelers who are looking for cheap accommodation. And if you have this reputation, you post this concept on every single platform and channel, and you have all of these different groups on Facebook where you can post for free, and you have this reputation in the world of backpackers and digital nomads that if they come to Playa del Carmen, this is the only place where you can stay for free, then obviously people will come and they will talk to their friends and they will spread the word. And basically what's going to happen is that you will be in that position where you can steal a big chunk of the market. And if you can get back the whole property in just 3 years, then you can take that money and grow. You can put the concept in the Xerox machine and basically copy paste and do other projects in the future, right? But it's a little bit sad that I have to sell this project, because it's almost like my little baby, because I constructed the whole place, I designed the whole place for myself. So it's just sad that I have so many things to do, so I just had to make a tough decision. I have these 2 other companies. I cannot be in 3 places at the same time, right? So it's an opportunity for somebody who want to come in and take over, and it's basically a turnkey concept. So you have all the refrigerators or all the barbecue grills. I have 200 glasses for the bar. I have 120 beds. I have 120 mattresses. I have all the pillows, blankets, and bed sheets. Everything is ready to go. So it's really a neat package. And I also want to end by saying that you will also save a lot on taxes, because normally when you buy a property, any property in all of Mexico, you pay 6 to 7% closing costs. That is the fee of the government to invest in Mexico for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a foreigner or a local person. And these 6 to 7% closing costs, we will be able to avoid 100% legally in this case, because I already put this building inside a Mexican company. And this Mexican company is the owner of the building, which means that you will be buying the company. You will not buy a building, which means that there are no taxes, because you only buy stocks in a company. And as soon as you take over the company, the building is already inside and comes together with the company. And there are 2 distinct benefits with this. The first one is that you avoid the 6 to 7% taxes. That's a huge amount of money that you can use on the startup or whatever for the operations. And the second benefit is that you also have this company that's ready to go to operate, because you obviously need a Mexican company to operate the business, where you can make deductions for expenses and everything, right? And in Mexico, it takes roughly 6 months or more to start a company. In the West, we're very used to being able to go online and start a company in 15 minutes, and all of a sudden we have a company. But in Mexico, it's a little bit more thorough. It's not complicated, it's just that it takes more time, because they're very, very strict with the regulations and how it's done for security, and I think that's very good, but it takes a long time. So the benefit here is that you already have a company up and running, and it's ready to operate, and it's a neat package together with the building. And I also have a website that you can check out, and this website demonstrates exactly, I put the design and all the features and everything, so you can see exactly what the concept looks like. You're giving the free accommodation, you have these amazing parties and events on the rooftop. As you can see, this rooftop is amazing. You see the logotype right there, Playa Heaven. And this space here with the 2 levels, you have a really nice panoramic view from up there over the whole area, and you have space in the bar for the bartenders, and you have a full-fledged kitchen where you can prepare food and everything. So this opportunity where you can get the whole building back in 3 years, that's basically the takeaway. If you want to put your money someplace where it grows and you can cash flow rapidly, it's very, very hard to go back and look at investments where you cash flow in the single digits after you realize that you can get 33% return every single year back on this project after expenses at only 40% occupancy.